Hey folks, Dave the Not So Evil Viking 13 here, and I am back for another ridiculous, over-the-top Fallout 4 settlement tour. This time, it's going to be County Crossing Farm, and I have, once again, forced Joel to come be a part of this madness as well. You sound really nervous, Joel. that was like one of the most nervous laughs I've ever heard from you, like, ha 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 ha, I'm scared.
Well, the better you get at this, the more I fear for your soul. It's good. It's been gone.
Yeah, I crafted my soul a while back.
You sold it for more crafting supplies.
This is one of the first settlements that I got to join the Minutemen. And whereas we've had some very opulent, very fancy settlements, you know, my personal coastal cottage, the Croup Manor Hotel, Red Rocket Prison, this is going to be a more like infrastructure settlement.
Oh, we're already at the settlement. I'm looking past this settlement thinking, where's Dave's settlement? Thinking that's the actual, like a town from someplace else.
It just fits in, doesn't it?
Oh my gosh.
This is one of the farms that supplies food to Croup Manor, and actually probably my house up there at Coastal Cottage too. Before we go any further, we're going to take a look at how it looked before I built up this madness. So this, Joel, is what County Crossing looks like when you first discover it. That's the big cornerstone tree. You got some scrapped cars here, the old house, the pool of disgusting looking water and trash.
You know, that's actually what I'm looking forward to most, seeing what you did with this. So like, can I see what the border area is? Or I guess maybe don't even show me where you can build.
Yeah, you'll see, because I went right to the border.
Oh, I'll see.
I took it to the limit. There's a little shack here, got their latrine pails and their mattresses, and at this point, in this old save, they actually weren't part of the Minutemen yet. This is one of the first settlements that I actually recruited to join me. I had to like do a quest for them. And this is their wimpy little garden that I definitely improved on. A couple things to take note of. Just notice the border of the garden. That tractor is just outside of the build area for the settlement, so that's one of your landmarks. And then also this little like lantern right here on the fence. Notice where that is. And notice where the fire pits are here. These two fire pits and that puddle, actually. Just keep all that reference area in mind.
Yeah, I'll try.
It's going to be buried.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one was really neat because I got to use a lot of these, you know, stuck in old pieces to build the settlement off of. I liked, you know, kind of working around the limitations of what was here, which was fun. It's kind of cool. This actually is a crossroads. Looking back at the finished settlement, all my provisioners actually come through here at this intersection. So it is like kind of a landmark out here. This settlement, being part of my infrastructure, is for Minutemen only inside. So all of the trading areas for just, you know, people who are passing by, it's all outside of the wall. I'm going to go into first person here. This is my general trader. You get some stim packs, some ammo, some Radaway.
How did it take to put those stim packs like in that diagonal position?
A few minutes. That's right. Keep it clean. General's watching. Got a fire barrel here for light at night and a shotgun turret just to watch over those transactions. Like all of my settlements, you've got to let people know, you know, who's providing this for them. Minuteman statue has to be there as part of the cornerstone. With some
do you design this part first or towards the end?
Towards the end, actually. Yeah. I wanted it next to the trading area, and it actually has its own little spotlight right here. Just so at night, you can still see the Minuteman statue.
And I'm guessing you tested the lighting at nighttime.
Oh yeah, it has its own like switch, so you can control the lighting on its own. Out here in the trade area, back behind the inventory section, there's like a small little waiting area. People can rest, and you know, the Brahmin. I swear there was a Brahmin right behind me like 2 seconds ago. They can get some water out of the bathtub. I'm like unnerved now. And you have your bounties and your notices out here on the wall. Like I said, this is the part that like everyone can access, but this settlement really is just for the Minutemen, to provide us some water and some food for the other crazy settlements.
So is this like the main settlement that takes care of like they ship the food to the other settlements?
Oh no, this is only a part of the infrastructure. This is actually probably one of the smaller farms. It's just at a good location, like at
So
the crossroads.
you have another one you're building that has a larger farm?
Yeah. It's gonna be a while.
Oh my gosh.
Let's just go right in the front door here. This is the main entrance. Nice big gate. Seal things up. And this is actually the switch right here for the spotlight out at the statue. You can turn it on and off right there.
I like how you have it inside the building so no one can shut it off.
Screw you, neighbors. The light stays on. I actually designed a custom poster to remind people that if it weren't for the Minutemen, their families would still be out in the
Wait,
wasteland.
you designed
Yeah.
protecting your family. Oh man.
And that's an actual Minutemen statue from real life. Found that on Wikipedia, actually. Added some Art
As you
Deco
do.
effects.
As you do.
Some armor workbenches here where the gravel and the...
What is that thing?
This right here?
Oh, no, okay. I saw a little pipe coming off. Yeah, I didn't realize.
Yeah,
it's the,
yeah.
The fuel out. I was like, it looks like it's a fire vacuum cleaner.
And you know, I'm actually going to not go all the way to the market area just yet because I want to show you one of my original inspirations for this settlement. My favorite entrance for the whole thing. And it's on the other side of this house. Let's actually go back out. Remember that like little pond of water next to the old house?
Yeah.
I wanted to create almost like a moat out of it. So where I have my water purifier, I actually made like a little side staff entrance with like a little moat.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
And I really liked how it came out. The water purifier is taking care of that disgusting water for us. And this is actually a flamethrower turret right here at the door on like a floating platform.
That's why if you burn your victims, they can jump in the pool, get cooled off, try again, get burned again.
Well, they go in, you know, to douse the flames, and then they have to come up for air sometime, at which point, horrible death. And that's just a little side entrance right there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Let's duck back around to the main entrance. Remember, employees only. And of course, that light also has its own switch.
Gosh, you would hate me as an employee because I'm like, I don't care. No one reads the signs. Dave's like, you read it. You read it.
I placed all these by hand. Got a shotgun watching this entrance as well. A sitting bench. Remember, kids, safety first. And then over here, we have the marketplace. Of course, only Minutemen and staff can access these stores. They're just for employees only. All the best armor and foods. But got kind of like a rundown little marketplace right here.
I like that.
And a ghost turning the spit.
That's awesome.
They're actually using the benches, Joel. I'm so proud. So, where do you want to start? This is
can we kind of look a little bit more at the little market again to the left?
the market, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go on in here,
I'm,
Gallus.
I'm a sucker for like the Coca-Cola or sorry, Nuka-Cola like stuff and just
Yeah,
that.
yeah. We'll look up through the rafters here. I actually built this using layered poles, supports, and rooftops. None of this is presets.
Oh, I just realized, yeah, that right there, that's
Every single one of these supports was placed to support the rooftop areas one by one, and all the rooftops are like a little bit different and stuff like that, just to break up the silhouettes and make it look not boxy, essentially.
You better hope the podcast never really happens, Dave, because you're gonna want to build all this. And it's like, wow, it was really easy on my computer. Like this sucks. I'm just building a shaft.
That's why all my settlers would build it for me. I actually have armor here that is being sold.
That's cool.
Hats.
I like that.
Everyone starts cleaning when I walk up. I don't know why.
You didn't actually mod that in there, right?
No, they're actually doing it on their own, but
Okay.
it makes me happy that they're keeping things clean, you know? And then here you can buy some, old war stuff here. You've got Nuka-Cola, sugar bombs, you've got some chips, and some fresh food from the garden as well, if you don't want the prepackaged stuff.
It's awesome. I wonder how much you would actually charge for all this, Dave, if they had that ability to like...
Well, let's look over here at the menu for the prices.
Serious?
10% tip enforced. Have a nuke.
That's cool.
Let's take a look at the old house here, Joel, because this was one of the first things I actually built back before I had mods where I could basically build things anywhere I wanted to. I had to build all of this like inside of the old foundation of the house.
And did you keep the original way you built it?
Yeah, I could have rebuilt it, but I actually kind of liked how it was almost a house inside of a house there. We'll go around to the front here, and I have all the junk walls and the turrets watching out from above. Got the guard tower here. A great view of the front street. That's right. Eyes forward, always watching. But I kind of liked how I was forced to deal with those limitations back in the day. This is one of the first settlements, like I said, that I started working on. So I decided to keep most of it. Got some sleeping quarters down here, and it's just kind of ramshackle, you know? It's very farm-like.
You still put the little baseball up there?
Baseball and basketball, actually.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. America lives on in you. Minutemen. And of course, just to remind them.
When they wake up and they go to sleep, when they take a shower, take a poop, they're like, we're always protecting you. We know.
And for part of the old house out here, I built kind of like a little deck that overlooks the the disgusting pond, where you can play checkers and whatnot. That's that same old lantern from before too that was inside the house. But for security, of course, let's seal that door up. You don't want that deck opening right into the sleeping quarters, of course.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, seal that gate. Now notice, Joel, down here on the ground, this was all dirt before. Because of the heavy amount of traffic from all these settlers and workers, I placed tiles and boards and mats everywhere to control the mud, including some that have like cinder block steps. I actually just found this mod recently that lets you craft some of that plywood and stuff, and it looks really cool when you kind of layer it down on top of the mud. It makes it look lived in and actually
that board right there on the bottom left that's bowed up, that's the one that everyone trips over. That's just like a town thing that everyone laughs at, like, oh, there's the new guy.
We're going to replace that board one of these days. Looking down here, you can see where we have that little slide entrance, and all these platforms right here are actually on stilts over the last bit of like garbage and water. Just open that door right to the outside. I just always wanted a settlement with a moat. So now I have one. Inside here we have some workshop stuff, the weapons workbench, some tools and paint. And up here, no one's on duty at this station right now, but the turret is always watching. Got a minigun turret right here to watch this side. And a piece of decommissioned power armor that I just place up top to kind of look intimidating up there in the wall. Just keep that silhouette going. Get on the hill here. You know, you could probably reach that plant better if you came down here to do it, but you know, I like your enthusiasm. Got our basketball hoop here in the back deck.
Nice.
And going up here, we've got a power switch where we can cut off some of the power to the house right here.
The little watch the hole in the ground.
Well, watch out for the electric box.
What's that? Wait. Look, turn down.
What?
Oh,
Oh,
so, like, your foot just like
yeah.
turn off a switch. Whoa!
It's a trap. Only the residents know to avoid the hole. This is the second floor of the junkie house. Got a Deathclaw hand on the wall right there.
My gosh.
Some clean sheets. Definitely lived in.
What is that? What is that on the left? A little picture frame?
Yeah, it's like a little pocket watch, like with a picture inside. Got a fan up there in the ceiling. Second layer of overlook for the front wall here.
Now, is this a place that the general would come and visit?
Visit,
Stay?
yes.
He would never stay here.
Visit. But places like this, if I just visit, I just kind of sleep, you know, maybe here in the front quarters. And back here we've got the radio. And back when I first built this, because of the limitations where I couldn't place everything, I actually couldn't seal up this part of the wall because of that house wall right there, so I just made it like a little overlook down into the first floor.
You were building like a mere mortal.
I didn't have the power that I have now. And this is actually a pretty recent addition. Up above our junky little vendor area right here, which is, you can kind of see all the different layers to the rooftop, I added a access balcony around the recruitment beacon. I just love how all of the junky wires came out for the settlement. I very purposefully kept it kind of crazy looking, where it's kind of a danger. You can cross under here though, and you have some cover overlooking the front gate and over the crossroads.
Nice.
Let's head back down the balcony here. So that's the house and the marketplace. Where to next?
Let's see. What haven't we seen, I guess, yet? So there's so much.
Let's just go this way. Seeing we're pretty close. This is the other part of the tool shed. This is the working shed. This is where my settlers, let me move this trash can here out of the way. They gather supplies for me, and it actually works too.
Did you put the teddy bear with the little goggles on?
This is actually part of this concrete smasher here, which this sounds like prison work, but you know, they're safe in the walls. They should be grateful.
It should be great.
This settler is actually more or less harvesting concrete for me. She looks really tired. Kind of like these scrapping stations, I have a mod that lets you place different kinds of these. So this has like a random chance of once per day dropping like a little bit of concrete into the workstation for the settlement. It's not very fast, but if you build enough settlements like I am, it actually helps as you're building them. And they actually have to work the station to produce the concrete. Got a few more supplies over here. It's just kind of the junky work shed.
No playing hooky where you go off to the Red Rocket Detention Center.
All kinds of ground tiles here. And you might remember this was the sleeping shed from before. I actually kept it. I liked how the shed looked. And it's part of the terrain. I actually can't remove it easily. But it's now the outhouse. So unlike most of the settlements, this does not have like a really nice set of bathrooms and whatnot, because it's a farming settlement, right? It's part of the infrastructure. So what you have instead is no fancy showers, just a bathtub with some curtains, some candles. That bucket's actually been there since the beginning. A plunger, and some toilets tucked away in the corners. Little sink
couldn't
there.
have fixed the the toilet seat, could you?
I mean, I tried.
Budget's going a little thin.
I tried, Joel, but a lot of money went to my house.
I'm sure it's your glass floor.
Yeah, they have broken toilets. I have like a glass sunroof for everything. Kind of sucks for those first two settlers too, like where they lived for who knows how many years, and now just the outhouse. Like all that hard work that they probably had to build this shed is now just the bathrooms for everyone else. Over here we have some more plants just to provide some extra food, some mute fruit trees inside of the walls.
I always call it mutt fruit.
It's actually mute fruit, as numerous people have pointed out helpfully in the comments.
Mute? How is it mute fruit though?
It's supposed to be shorthand for mutated fruit.
Oh, okay. Well, that
Mute
makes
fruit,
sense.
yeah.
That makes sense.
Seems to be growing
I just
well.
wish they did it E's.
Yeah, I preferred mut fruit, but you know,
Yeah, screw
whatever.
it. I'm always gonna say mutt fruit because it just sounds like.
Because you're
Fruit for
Joel,
dog.
you do what you
Mutt
want.
fruit.
Got an extra generator hidden behind the.
Of course, you have an extra one.
Oh, there's backups everywhere.
But not a clean toilet seat.
I mean, I tried, Joel, but they're farmers. They're just kind of messy. Speaking of which, I actually forgot to point out while we were back here on this balcony, one of my backup generators is actually hidden up here under all the tarps and protected by extra thick walls. Just yet another power source. I'm gonna hop down here. There's actually a little bunk room hidden back here
Funny
too.
view for all the other people like working right now. They just see their general like whoop, 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 jumping over fences.
I'm just
leaping over
talking
here.
to myself. This guy got himself a Sean Connery poster.
Oh, that's awesome.
The first James Bond film. Once again, nothing very fancy. This is a farming settlement, but it's safe is the main thing. Inside the walls. And a platform for the radio beacon.
Nice.
And this is the main source of power back over here. We've got our generator room. Protected by the cell door. I've got a terminal right here hooked up to it so I can edit like how the turrets work, how the traps work. You can actually work with anything connected to the power grid.
Is there anybody that's connected to working in this area?
No, it's kind of self-sufficient, but it's got some oil and some clipboards. Someone's been maintaining it.
Okay, so all I need to do is just put a sniper rifle bullet through the prison.
And this is gonna bother me right here. What is this? What is this right here? Some
Is that a
settler
desk
knocked the light off. That won't do. Well, let's fix that.
Wait, you had it right above it.
Oh no! I didn't launch the game with Fallout 4 script extender, so I can't place it there. Curse you, cruel fate! Okay, so you know what?
I guess it'll have to go there.
For now, there's the light. No, it's backwards. Now it's better.
There we go.
It was on top and it looked really cool. You'll have to take my word for it, though. Stupid settlers. This is why their toilets are broken, Joel. They can't even avoid knocking lights over. The general worked very hard to provide those lights.
You're a very angry god.
Above here, we have one of the kind of overlooks over the extended garden section,
Oh my gosh.
which is much, much larger than it was before. And I've got a little tarp here for a sunshade and an extra wind turbine. Let's head on back down the stairs. And seeing we've already stopped in here at the marketplace, let's check out the kitchen areas too.
Can't remember the last time I had clean fingers.
This is one of the food production settlements. It's supposed to provide food not only for themselves but for other places too. So they're roasting some nice meat here. You've got some salt, some pepper, some seasoning. Someone's making some coffee. Watch out for the puddle. Use the tile. Use the tile. And over here, someone is cooking up some stew. Some fresh vegetables from the garden being diced
Fresh.
up. for
I
the
didn't even know
stew.
they had a diced up texture.
Yeah. Yeah, if you drop like diced up vegetables and like squirrel meat, it actually has its own little model.
So did you dice up and then you dropped it?
It's for squirrel stew. Fresh squirrel stew. Got the Minutemen flag proudly flying. And this being a, you know, more outdoorsy, more rough and tumble settlement, the kitchen area is more of like a, almost like camp style kitchen. You know, it's open air, but still, cleanliness is godliness. I think he's like rubbing his tummy for some reason. I don't know what's going on there.
My question though is, what happens when it's all like when it's snowing, Dave?
When it's snowing?
There's a lot of open air buildings around here.
Yeah, it's a farming settlement. They'll make do.
It's gonna be cold cooking in there.
They've got shovels and fires. Actually, being open air is probably a good idea if you have a cooking fire right outside and a wood stove inside to burn too. That's going to be really hot. Fresh mutated
Oh
potatoes.
man, that's nasty looking.
Delicious fresh vegetables from the garden. And remember, who's protecting your family?
Okay, that's like the 5th one I've seen, I feel like.
Yeah, they're everywhere. And also to help break up the box shape of the steel buildings, I have some kind of hand-built overhangs and stuff like that. Plus, solar panels for extra power as a backup.
No, you could have solar panels in this game.
Mods.
Oh.
They're expensive to make. Like, you have to find the batteries
Wait, they're
for them.
expensive to make when they're mods.
Yeah. Dude, I don't
That's
use
funny.
cheap mods. I use mods where, like, I have to spend tons of resources to build all this cool stuff. To build the solar panels, I actually have to craft or find those makeshift batteries, which are super rare.
Oh my
Because the
God.
panels need batteries to store the power.
Well, does any of this like replenish into the world?
No.
Like, once you loot it, like it's gone. So like.
Oh yeah. Loot respawns in a lot of areas. Yeah, I've seen a lot of areas a lot of times.
I want to see your areas that you loot all the time. Sometimes.
Because once again, all of this is looted by hand, or I purchase the shipments from vendors. There's a lot of that now because I can get more shipments faster than I can loot, you know, concrete and all by hand. But do you want to see the training room or the dorms first?
Let's do dorms.
Dorms? Let's go on upstairs to the dorms then.
Oh, very nice.
Very farming feel still to it. You know, it's It's nice, but simple. I use these overhangs here to fit some beds in. Nice paintings. Plenty of places to rest.
They don't have a way to actually paint walls, do they?
No. You can't paint walls.
I'm glad they don't, Dave. You'd be like indoor painting, green, get the nice pastel colors.
This guy's got a board game and some flowers, and
I'm hoping to come out with that game for real.
Yeah.
Blast Radius, that looks awesome.
yeah. Someone got themselves a clean pillow. Very nice. And we'll come back to this later, but remember this. It's part of my new warning system for the settlers in this settlement.
What in the world?
And underneath the kind of junky roof over here that I had to seal up with extra bits, got a bit of a lounge with the radio going, some cigars, and baseball, some cigarettes, and some extra storage back here. Again, not super fancy, but for a bunch of farmers, not bad. Oh, someone's got some jet back here. I just noticed, actually. I forgot about that.
That's how he keeps doing all his work. He's slave labor, Dave. It's so much. They get out, they make food for other people, they go back to bed.
They're all
One
on
person
drugs.
wakes up, makes concrete all day long.
I do kind of feel sorry for that person, but the Minutemen needs their help.
Your tears are dried away inside your glass house.
And back here in the corner, we got some more bunks with a candle. Radiator for heat, a nice pillow there. And then if we go downstairs here, this is where I train some farmers to be soldiers. This is my kind of training slash.
But you train
Farming's
specifically.
as honest work
Well,
gets.
think about it. Someone's got to guard the settlements. They have to learn how power armor works,
But I mean,
how
like,
weapons
do you
work.
come over here often and train people, or do you have someone else you delegate?
Joel, the general leads. He doesn't train. That's for my underlings.
Okay. Just when you said like you said, like I
Crops
train.
coming in pretty
So
good.
like I like as.
I
you
have my settlers
What
trained
you allow
here.
ghouls in? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, of course. I mean, the Minutemen are very welcoming. I've actually had some questions from people asking the radiation scanners, like, how do those work with ghouls? And the answer is that they use a different entrance, like, and they also can't use rooms and whatnot where other people are going to stay because of the radiation that's left behind is not safe. We accept ghouls, but we also keep them, you know, a little bit separate, not like in a separate area, but they have their own assigned bed to avoid the spread of radiation. Safety first, but the Minutemen are very welcoming of all people and ghouls. Got a suppressed pistol there.
If they've got coin, if they got caps, they're welcome.
If you got caps and willingness to fight for your fellow man,
Yeah.
to protect the
Don't work
Commonwealth,
really long hours.
smashing concrete. We got the old T-51 power armor suit
Oh,
here.
that's
which-
like come from Fallout 1 or something.
yeah, it's one of my favorites actually. I love the look of it. Very old school. And a captured flag from the Brotherhood.
Together we win.
Get behind your labor management committee.
Dave, your hand's the one on the top. Put in the hand on the top.
Of course.
As the general.
I'm the general / Uncle Sam. The Brotherhood actually asked me as the general to rob some of my own settlements for food, and that's the point where I decided that I was going to kill the Brotherhood. And I killed all of them with my own 2 hands because of that. They asked me to betray the Minutemen. They asked the general to betray the Minutemen. So I killed them all.
Single-handedly.
I had a little bit of help, but that's more like spoiler territory. So for now, that's a captured flag from one of our victories. If we duck back around the corner here,
You have the severed head in your like treasure chest back in your glass office.
we also have an indoor bar to complement the outdoor.
Oh, it's just like a little simple small one.
Yeah, it's a real nice cornered bar. Got the head on the wall there. Comic book, cigarette, paper, some rum, some caps, and a candle.
I'm noticing you can't grab those items. Is that because they're locked there?
I locked them down. It's to keep settlers from knocking things over, like they knocked over that stupid
How do
light.
they lock? How do they knock those items over though?
How do they not knock them over?
Like no. How do they knock those over if they're sitting on the table? Like their hands reach over.
The hit boxes are really wide, and you know it's a Bethesda game. The engine is fantastic as far as scope and capability, but you know collision can be a little bit wonky sometimes. If someone gets stuck in something, stuff flies everywhere.
Got
It
it.
can get a little bit crazy. Keeping in mind too that I'm pushing this game several times past its intended limits, and it's just taking it. So I'll carefully take the steps down here. And let's head out the back gate to...
Wow, you put a lot of those things on the ground.
Yeah, that took a long time because not only did I have to place all of them, but notice all the hills. I had to rotate on every axis, like X, Y, Z, to get them lined up right. Because every hill is like a little bit different. It took a long time to do all that, actually.
How many hours do you have in the settlement?
This one, it's honestly very hard to tell because I started it around the same time as Sanctuary, just playing around with the ideas. Like, you know, parts of that house are very old, and the base version of the dorms are pretty old too. But I would say this has a good 20 hours in the last couple weeks of additional work.
Wow.
So it probably could be 35 or more because I went back and redid so much as I got more mods to do more things. Remember that lantern from before, Joel? I actually kept that one fence post because it lights up the restricted area sign there along with the protecting your family Minutemen poster.
But you have a printing company somewhere printing all those things.
I'm thinking about adding a printing press somewhere to be printing all these posters. It would kind of fit, you know?
Spreading the news.
Protected by the Minutemen. And you asked back in Sanctuary if I had placed that hose. Well, now I am placing the hoses at all the water pumps for the garden. Way back in the day.
Wait, did I catch you that you didn't have one?
There was actually one on a house, and you asked me like, "Oh, did you place that there?" And it was part of the world.
Oh.
I had put a water pump next to it, but it was part of the.
But now you're placing.
Now I'm placing it.
That's great.
As you can see, the garden has definitely expanded quite a bit. That's the back side of the dorms right there with the. I think that's like the lounge right there with the overhang. Now, you remember, Joel? I said that only Minutemen are allowed inside of the compound itself.
Yeah.
So because of how big the garden is, occasionally we have to hire other people from the Commonwealth to work on the garden, right? But they can't go inside the walls. That's a secure area. Minutemen only. So I have a farmer's work trailer where they can stay as they're working on the farm. Once again with an extra water pump and hose. It's pretty comfortable.
what kind of stuff you got going on around here, Dave?
What? It's like bunk beds. It's for the workers.
That's pretty nice. It's just like you got like a border, like I just see your Minutemen like literally like, yeah, you work the farm.
Hard work is happy work, though.
Dave, you're turning into Hitler, Dave.
So this has all of the amenities that the workers need: a clock to get up on time, some vodka after a hard day's work, a little bit of a desk lamp right there. Turn that back off.
A little bit of propaganda after a hard day's work. Look, you're trying to get them to come to your bar.
Well, they can't come to the inside bar, but they can buy a drink from the outside stand, the general store. And, you know, the kitchen can provide them with food, but they also have access to some hot plates if they want to fix their own canned food on their own.
Actually, cup of noodles sounds good right now.
Does sound kind of good. And some Nuka-Cola, of course. And a bedroll.
That was a better roll for a second. I got with like a roll of poop. I did not see that. I was like, what is that?
That would be some serious digestion issues right there.
Well, they work all day and all night. Probably don't have time.
Yeah, I guess they are eating all the mute fruit and whatnot too. Stay focused though. Hard work is happy work.
Why do you have so much propaganda, Dave?
I'm thinking about it. It's the apocalypse. Like, there's only so many things to decorate with. I mean, the vaults have all the propaganda.
Okay, see, your motives start out as just, well, there's nothing else to decorate with. And then soon there's fences, barbed wire, keeping the prisoners in.
And of course, the outside workers have to have their own latrine because they can't come inside the walls. So I built like a little outhouse right here. Come on in, we're open. Plumbing. It's a simple bathtub.
What is that?
A bucket and a kind of like medical style wash sink. Oh, and a broken fan too. It's very ramshackle. But it is
the best from the Minutemen.
Well, you know, it's the latrine. If they
I
wanted
guess
the
it's
good,
better than living out in the wasteland.
yeah, I mean, think about it. You do have the protective wall to keep you safe.
Wait, did you put all those little extra beams?
No, it's part of the junk
That
fence.
is part. Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
if they didn't have that, I'm sure you would have.
Oh, by hand, every single one. Keeping in mind, though, that this is a pretty secure place to stay, but it's still open to the outside at this point. There's only 2/3 walls for this outside part for the garden. And it's actually mainly to give the defenses like good lines of sight for an attack. So back here we have some razor grain, some extra storage, and a greenhouse. Little small greenhouse.
Did you build this in there?
Yeah, yeah. This was an empty dirt field before.
Well, I mean, I couldn't remember if that building was there.
The only building that was here was the what's now the latrine for the inside,
Okay.
the little shed.
I know you could build a green room, or is that mods?
Mods. I'd say 70% of what I'm building now is mods.
Got it.
You know, it all has a cost to build, but it's new objects basically. Got your kind of ramshackle, broken greenhouse here. Ooh, some fresh gourds. Some fertilizer and supplies and stuff like that. Got the light out here too. Broom for cleaning. Just a nice little greenhouse. If you ever wondered, Joel, where all these nice plants come from that are populating like Croup Manor Hotel and my house, greenhouses like this one. Let's close that back up.
All their hard work. You guys come over and swipe them up. It's for the general.
It's for the general's office. You should be proud.
If you're a monster, you should be proud, thankful.
It's getting that way.
Weep for your general. Weep tears of happiness.
That's right. Pick those carrots. Got a rocket turret right
Why
here.
don't you have a mod that they all like salute you, Dave? I should not have said that.
I'll be Googling that later. Some extra turrets out here, some Nuka-Cola machines and cigarettes. And we're actually back around on this side to the original outside general market. There's just a bit more, though, before the attack descends on County Crossing Farm. Got our little guard booth here to overlook the front side of the street. And this right here is my pit boy. but this is a Brahmin butchering stand, and the idea from this actually came because of an attack that happened while I was building this settlement. Super mutants actually attacked, and a Brahmin got caught in the crossfire and was just like dead right here. And I was like, oh, it'd be kind of cool. Like that's the thing that would happen occasionally, and you know we want some protein and some meat. So occasionally a Brahmin that has gotten old or ornery or whatnot would get butchered. So this is the butchering station.
Makes sense.
Got some knives and some plates.
I just see the guy butchering it as the attack's still going on. Like,
waste not, want none.
That's probably another propaganda poster in the works.
Mental note. Yeah, that's our Brahmin butchering stand. And then finally up here we have the last line of defenses. There's no complete wall for the outside of the settlement once you get past the wall back there. But there are plenty of defenses still. And there's that tractor that I pointed out in the flashback to the original settlement. That's the border.
Yeah.
Got a little campfire right here for the workers and to overwatch the road. And we can take our stairs up here. Got our Gatling gun turret. Some ammo and supplies here. Got more of the tarps to help cover up our guards. Great view here, looking right down into the outskirts of Boston there. And we've got a missile turret. All this, of course, connected by balconies and walkways, so you can access all of it. And you know me, Joel, I can't just have a defensive platform that's just floating off the edge. It's got to have the proper supports underneath.
Yep.
As you do. You're not even surprised anymore, are you?
No,
Joel?
no. I'm getting starting to get bored of that now.
You'd actually be disappointed if that wasn't there. Angry even.
Angry.
Some cigarettes and some ammo here. And then down here at the corner next to the tractor, we've got, I think it's a laser turret and some chairs at a second fireplace here. I think on top of the sleeping quarters, there was an extra rail gun. Yeah, it's the railway spike gun back there that watches over this side of the wall. Because it's kind of like a killing field right outside the walls here.
Man.
Would not want to get trapped out there. So, Joel, there's a more infrastructure style settlement. Not as opulent as my personal house, not as large and crazy and fancy as Croup Manor, but very necessary for what I'm probably gonna end up having like a Minutemen empire at this point. You know,
Pretty much.
it's getting there, and settlements like this are gonna be a big part of that. And we actually have another infrastructure settlement coming up. That's gonna be the next one. It's gonna be a water purification plant, part of my infrastructure. That'll be the next one. So what do you think? Does it fit into the world as usual? Give me an immersion rating. Give me
An immersion rating?
An immersion rating out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, immersion level is 10. I feel like the only thing would just be like, you know, there's a lot of open air stuff here for, you know, the farms is fine, but like,
Yeah.
what do these people do during the winter? You know, do they just live in the shacks, or they just go somewhere else? You shift them around to different
Well,
stations.
don't forget the dorms had heating.
Yeah.
The kitchen was open air, so that'll be a little bit chilly, you know. But you were in Scouts. You remember what it was like to get up in the morning and cook breakfast under a tent.
I mean, I would consider this place more of like a hellhole of not wanting to work here, but the immersion level is 10.
But you'd feel safe here still.
You might not, if you're the Minutemen.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
If you're other people, you're like out on the outside the brink, like you're the first person to get hit by a mutant.
Speaking of which, when I was actually building this, like I mentioned, super mutants actually attacked. So we're gonna do a super mutant attack. We're gonna do a hard level attack thanks to a fantastic mod called the Settlement Raiding mod, which lets you actually script in waves of enemy attacks. And we're gonna simulate that here in a second.
Can't wait.
But first, Joel, if you're inside the walls, it's say nighttime, and the siren goes off, there's also an extra way that you know that you're under attack. See that interval switch right there?
Yeah.
In the event of an alarm, the switch actually goes live and begins sending bursts of power, which sets off the warning alarm inside of the dorm rooms.
What?
Along with the siren. And there's also one downstairs. They're all connected after that switch. So if you're in training or just hanging out, you know that the attack's going on just to get your attention. If you're deaf or something, I don't know. Just an extra level of,
Oh my gosh.
it's happening.
But first, look at that and the sign that says, "We're here to protect you." More propaganda.
Well, I mean, you have to be part of the protection. And speaking of which, this time, because we're using the actual raiding mod, there's going to be no god mode. I'm going to have to fight and survive the attack myself. And it's going to be pretty intense because we're going to do a hard level attack. So the stipulations are no god mode. And my primary goal is going to have to be to actually keep the turrets like working if they get damaged. So I can fight, but I only step in if it's really needed. My main goal is to keep the turrets going. That makes sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Here it comes.
Oh, they like line up like a troop. Whoa, they're fighting each other.
There's a provisioner who actually is stuck in the middle of all those super mutants. So right now, as the frame rate drops, it's spawning in 3 different waves of very ranked up mutants that are going to spawn outside. Oh, the rocket turret sees them.
Wow.
Let's go check that out. What do we got going on up here?
They're probably dead by the time we get out.
That's coming soon, though.
Oh, so they just.
Whoa!
So do they stay there until?
Until they have attack waypoints. Yeah, this guy spawned like almost on top of me. Oh, here they come. Into the breach.
The
Rocket.
war pig.
The rocket turret's live. Oh man. Oh, the plasma turret out at the outside is live. Now, Joel, we haven't seen this yet. I have a very advanced plasma turret on the statue platform right there. Yep, it's working. Yeah, this turret is insane. Look at this guy right here. Look at that, a behemoth. Ow. Oh, okay, that's gonna kill me if I'm not careful. Stim pack. Stim pack. Wow. Mutant Shredder? What on earth? I think all these turrets are actually live. Oh, we got... Oh! Oh, man. On the general! Charge! I actually have a an M14 here that I can bring to bear if it
that a
needs
mod?
to. It's a mod, yeah. Nope, turrets got them. Wow, have none of the turrets died yet? Holy crap. Oh, more behemoths. But the plasma sees him too. Dude, they're like suffering in their last moments. That's like a incendiary turret too. Oh, there goes one finally. But the shotgun turret sees them. As does the plasma. Wow, this is just... This isn't even
that guy.
fair.
Oh, never mind. Too late.
Oh! Oh, he got a piece of me.
Hell slow.
Yeah, let me get a stim pack going here. Ugh. Wow. I think we've only lost the one machine gun turret. If I were that behemoth, I really would have picked, like, the plasma turret to attack first.
Did you just fix it?
Yep. That's the general's job. Keep things in order.
So is that done? Did you kill all?
I think that was all 3 waves on all sides.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, you're very good at defenses.
Even without the wall, they couldn't even get within the like farming area here. Like one behemoth got
That
right
butcher guy's like, I'm about to get
Oh.
busy.
We're having super mutant stew for months. So guys, there you have it. That's County Crossing Farm. The mutants are still trickling in, but if the main waves went down that easily, the stragglers are doomed. Like, they're getting shot across the street now.
Your Minutemen are just having fun now.
Yeah.
What I would love to see, you know, obviously you're done with the next one, whatever you're doing.
Yeah, yeah.
But I would love to see one time, and I think I have a good idea actually for that island.
Okay, yeah, I need some good ideas. Like, I've gotten a lot of ideas for Spectacle Island. The most, actually, for any
I
others.
want to see something that's unlike you, Dave. Like,
unlike me.
Unlike you. Like something like not rigid with guards and things like that. No crazy turrets. I want to see like Pleasure Island. Like how the hell is this place still not like still going okay? Like it's not like destroyed.
But my propaganda.
Well, this would not be by the this would be like where your soldiers might go where you tell them not to go. You know what I mean? Like they're forbidden, but you always have the soldiers that make their way out to that crazy seedy bar.
Well, you know, one of the ideas that I've had for Spectacle Island was to create like as close as you could get to like a pre-war resort. You know, it's still in the apocalypse, still with what we have to build with, but like a nice place because it is on an island. So yeah, if you guys like that idea and want to see the island that General Dave tells his men that they're not allowed to go to, let me know in the comments.
I just want to see one that's not so rigid. Like not, I mean, like it's not saying that your buildings are rigid, but like less about defensive and more of like this is a settlement that your men go to that you haven't built, that someone else is, that you're maybe like, you know, it's kind of like, okay, think of like, you know, like the U.S. will work with. They don't necessarily work with drug lords, but it's like they try to traffic things. They keep tabs on people, you know? They're kind of like the good bad guys, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I would love to see your take on a settlement that would look very different than this style.
Kind of like a New Vegas of the Commonwealth.
Yeah, yeah, just like, how is this place still doing well? Like, in something maybe seedy's going around there. That'd be kinda cool.
Yeah. Well, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching, and as always, we will most definitely see you guys on the next one because I have like 3 or 4 builds in progress right now and plenty more ideas to come. And of course, if you guys enjoyed the video, a like is always appreciated. Subscribe for more of the same because more is coming. And as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.
See ya.